Hey guys, Ben with KCD, aka Mr. Swiggity Swooty, and I am still coming for that booty. Just going to talk to you about one of my blasters today. Nice, simple video. So before we get into it, if you like what you see here, consider like, sharing, subscribing, all that good stuff. It's free for you, helps the channel out quite a bit, and helps us make some more content, because eventually somebody will come by and say, we should give you money. Anyways, let's take a look. Okay, so we have here the Bakara Market Special, because I do name all my guns. I'm that guy. And it originally had started life as a very Black Hawk Down kind of, fixed front side post. Still retains it. And then it sort of moved into the whole, like, I know the guys are going to freak out, but like the Block 2, whatever the heck it is, throwing out the awesome Voltor stock. And yeah, so it just sort of became its own beast. So I did talk to Mike from Grand Thumb, and he did say that he has tipped but copyrighted. And maybe he's like super pissed. But we will go from ass to blast. Let's see if they copyright that, Mike. But anyways, just kind of roll through what we have here externally, and then if we have time, we'll talk about the internals. Try not to go too fast, because I do know that I talk rather quickly. So first off, we start in the back with a Voltor, the clubfoot stock. I think it's the iMod. Some people are like, it's the E-Mod. I just like it because it's ugly. Kind of like that guy too. And it's just, anything to me that looks this weird has to be engineered for a specific purpose. So I quite like that. Standard buffer, the castle nut and everything is V7, and so is the buffer tube. So it is their 11 position, and this will actually have its own video coming out at some point here. You see, lots and lots of positions. And it collapses almost all the way down. Of course, the sling that we're draped out in today is the Omni Sling from Bakara Tactical, and it is one of the best slings on the market, especially if you do reviewing gear and stuff like that, where you want to have multiple setups, because you can just attach it to 3 separate guns with 3 separate ways, and just swap it between the guns that they already have the attachments for. So you don't even need QDs in most cases. So from there, we go to the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Breek Arms Warhammer charging handle. These were on pretty much all my guns before I started doing stuff with Breek. I believe in what they do. I believe in their products, and I believe in the prices and everything that they have, which are excellent. And that's why I continue to do stuff with them. And they kind of went through the process of the channel, which is really nice. So obviously the embless here, no big deal. The takedown pins are V7. The upper is V7. The little scallops make me so reluctant to paint that, but once you rattle a can, got a can of them all. The safety selector, which is kind of hard to see here, so let's go ahead and turn that around, is the V7 57 degree, and absolutely one of my favorite safety selectors, bar none. The trigger is the, it's the Hyperfighter. It's their enhanced duty trigger. Really, really like that. Very, very mil spec, but a little bit crispier and a little bit cleaner break. I believe so we have a bad lever here, the Magpul trigger guard B5 grip, which is becoming one of my favorite grips quickly. I like the fact that it is very, very nice and light, but it gives you that good angle on there to give you a good purchasing surface, if you will. Let's go ahead and whip you back around here. And the ejection port cover is, of course, V7 as well. And the bolt, no, that's just a standard regular mil-spec bolt. I think it's a Midwest Industries or something like that. Normally I do use reliable bolts. This one has been so reliable, I don't need it. The lower is just a standard PSA. I was wondering if that was one of those. This ended up being the second or third gun I built for myself, and really kind of got into modifying some stuff that was pretty new to me at the time. So this is why there's some components on there that I'm like, The optic is a Swamp Fox Liberator 1, and so you have the 65 MOA Ring of Death, from the EOTech, and of course the crosshair that goes within it, and then the super precise center 1 MOA aiming dot. I really, really like this. It's very, very fast, especially up close. The brightness is pretty crazy. It is way, way, way daytime bright. The image is way crispier than your standard EOTech, which is, to me, looks like it's been rained on or there's water on the emitter. In this case, very, very crisp. I do recommend checking them out, and at least this optic. I haven't had much experience with the other stuff, but I can say that this one is the bee's knees, all 6 of them. So, move forward from there. The mag release button is next level armament. And let's see here what else we got going on there. That is pretty much that. Again, takedown pins V7. The magazine, this is not a 300 blackout gun, although the magazine says 300 blackout. I'm just using it as the stand. It's a wonderful magazine given to me by an absolute trash person. The stand itself is from Kane Arms. It is their 3D printed PMAG stand. Moving forward from there, we have apparently just a random LaRue index clip that's just sitting there. The forward sling mount is just attached by a Kevlar cable to the forearm. And then the rail itself is quite interesting. Sorry, I have a cold. It's not the COVID. But it is a Vism by NC Star, and I hate NC Star. They make absolute airsoft grade tier nonsense. But this product is really, really good. So it's got its own review. Definitely check that out. If I have time, I'll go ahead and annotate that in the comments below. Really sturdy piece, even though it's a drop-in and it's a 2-piece. There's no flex in it whatsoever. And I mean, if you would definitely think it's a free float if you weren't informed otherwise. It actually does attach like a normal 2-piece handguard, like drop-in. It attaches to the delta ring here, and then of course the triangle cap here. And then moving forward, it basically just has a bottom part that screws in, like the Voltor, the KSB system. Standard front sight post. This is from way back in the day when I was like, oh, fighting rifles need to have a fixed iron sight. Now, admittedly, this gun's like 10-something years old, so back in when they got this thing going, it was, times were different, and optics weren't that great in terms of quality that would last for a low price, so I wasn't splurging on an aim point, and well, having to get the front sight post anyways. The barrel underneath is very nice. It is a Delton lightweight barrel, which really brings the weight of this build down quite significantly. The barrel is very, very accurate. Prints clover leaves pretty much all day if you do your part, and I've had nothing but good things to say about it. That barrel has been on this gun the whole time, and so that means the barrel itself. No, so this gun's a little over 7 years old, because the barrel was a 7-year test to see how it was functioning, and it works flawlessly even after 7 years. So, barrel count's pretty decent on it. Obviously, I've just not shot it out yet. So, moving forward from all that nonsense, we go ahead and to get some rail covers, and of course we have some Strike Industries here. We have the B5, the BCM rail covers, and then we can go ahead and dip over to, I believe they're the slate wax that are over here, and some more BCMs there. Going up here, we do have the HSP, sweet tack light from Enforce. I do like this thing. It's just so comfortable and ergonomic. Yes, does Enforce have their issues? Yes, they do. This one actually is cracked on the body, so I'll see if they'll be able to replace it. I know I won't be able to get an HSP again, but maybe they'll do me a solid. So yeah, so that is what's really, really nice about that. And then underneath we have the TDI. It is their Evo hand stop. It's metal, and it has a little bit of an issue sitting on the rails sometimes. So you do get a little bit of a, kind of like a wobble back and forth, at least in noise. You can just basically put like one piece of a, like a rail cover underneath there, like the ladder covers, and it's totally fine. The only thing I don't like about it though is being metal. I grip it, I'm using my left hand, which of course has a ring on it. And it is, if you do like it, then you should have put a ring on it. That's all I can say. So it does kind of clank around against that. And people are like, oh, you can give your position away. It's like, I think the shooting will do that. Just forward, we have a SIG, little hand stop bit there. And just push forward a little bit so you don't catch your hand on the barrel. And then from there, we have the wonderful FSC 556, which is one of my absolute favorite flash hiders. Really, really love this thing. It's very, very good at suppressing flash. Very, very blasty, but very, very beautiful. And I saw it years ago, and I was just like, I gotta have this. I don't care how much it costs. And this has been on this barrel since the day I got it, I believe. So it's been a long time there. Other than that, not a whole lot else to say, I don't believe. The internals are pretty much standard besides what we mentioned before. The trigger's pretty nice. So it's just kind of weird, not in your hand. But it does have a very, very clean break. I do recommend Hyperfire products an awful lot. They are very, very nice. And of course, we do shoot a lot of 22 out of this because we're in the time period that we are. This is being filmed at the latter part of 2022. So of course, we want to do a little bit of extra stuff for it. So we'll go ahead and mount this bad bitch up when we do some training, because nothing says cool like having a quiet 22 with a mock can on it that makes people go, oh my god, oh, so cool. And if you have a real suppressor, being able to train with the extra length and girth out front is kind of nice, because you should be doing that, and because it makes moving around things a lot harder. So I said length, girth, and harder. I think that covers everything I need to say on that. Guys, that is pretty much it for the sweet Bakara Market Special. Questions, comments, put them below. Let me know what you think, what your builds are, and yeah. Oh, if you hate it, definitely put something down there. I'd love to argue in the comment section. Guys, that's all I got for you today. Have a great rest of your day. It's like 4 in the morning again, so I gotta get some sleep. That's all I got for you today. All I've got for you today. See you.